Assalamualaikum everybody. Today I would like to discuss on chapter 5, focusing on company analysis and valuation. Alright, so chapter 4, we skip chapter 4, which specifically discuss on economic and industry. So what we're going to focus on chapter 5 is actually on company and then analysis. Alright, so in doing a company analysis, there's two approaches in terms of bottom up or top down approach. So what is top down approach? Top down approach is when we look at the economy as a whole, and then going down to the industry, and last but not least towards how is the company's performance. Alright, so that is what is top-down approach. You look at the wider scope, what is the health of the economy, and then going down to the industry, whether the specific industry that you're interested in is okay or not. Then looking at the company. That is what we call as top-down approach versus bottom-up approach, whereby an interested investors were looking at the company itself first, then going down to the industry, and then looking at the economies as a whole. Alright, so that is what company analysis is doing. Alright, so at the end of the day, what we want to do is actually to decide or to make a decision. Alright, in order whether we wanted to invest in a company or not. Alright, so decision that we make, of course you have to make and conceptually you have to make an analysis. This is what you can do, and secondly you can do in terms of calculations, how you value the stock. Right, so we will discuss after this on how or what method can be used in order to calculate or evaluate the performance of companies' stock. Alright, let's look at how we can value a company. Alright, so there's many methods actually in terms of how we can value a company. Alright, one of the most popular method that we can use is what we call as dividend valuation model. Alright, this is how we can value a stock. So we are using a dividend valuation model. So there's three approaches or three types of dividend valuation model. What we call as zero growth model, constant growth model, and last but not least, variable growth model. Alright, let's focus on the first types of DVM. The first type we call as zero growth model. What is the meaning of a zero growth model? Zero growth model is whenever the dividend did not grow. It is not growing. It's stagnant. It's constant. The dividend is not growing over time. It's assumed that it's constant and a fixed term of dividend. And what we can say is that dividend will be the same throughout the year. Alright, so what will be the formula? So we wanted to know what will be the price of the stock today. Zero mean today, current. Alright, and by looking at the annual dividend representing by capital D and divided with required rate of return represented by KOR. Alright, let's look at the first example under zero growth model. Example, Danny is considering a stock's purchase. The stock pays a constant annual dividend of 3 ringgit per share. If Danny's required rate of return for the stock is 12%, how much should Danny be willing to pay for the stock? Alright, so the key words here is constant dividend. Alright, so based on this statement, we know that there is no growth for the dividend for that particular stock. So the formula that we should use, right, based on this question would be, as shared with you just now, P, what is the price today, equivalent to whatever dividend divided with required rate of return. So let's look what is D. So dividend here says that the stock is paying 3 ringgit. So RM 3 ringgit. And the required rate of return, alright, is given there also, which is 12%. So the K here will be 12%. So how do we? Just plug in the figure of 3 ringgit divided with 12%, convert it into decimal places, and then you get the answers.
3.
Alright, the second approach we will be calling as constant growth model. So, by the name itself, there is a growth here. Alright, but the growth is constant. Right, that's why it's called as constant growth model for the dividend. Alright, so in constant growth model, the dividend is growing by a fixed or constant rate over time, and it's assumed that dividend, or it can be said as assumed dividend will grow over time at a specific rate. The formula will be given here will be whatever price here. Let's see, correct this. Alright, so whatever price today is D1. Alright, so D1 is defined as expected dividend. If D0 is current dividend. Alright, current dividend or last year's dividend and so on. K again is same things, is required rate of return, and growth is referring to the dividend growth rate. Alright, let's look at example based on constant growth model. Alright, High-Tech Berhad is expected to pay a dividend of 1 ringgit and 80 cents. So the key word here is expected, or future will be referring to D1. Alright, in the coming year. So the required rate of return is 16%, and the dividend are expected to grow at 7% per year. Using dividend valuation model, find the intrinsic. Intrinsics mean the real value of the shares of the company, common stock. So what you want to search is based on the formula given just now. We want to know what will be the intrinsic value or the price of the shares. Alright, will be D1 or expected or future dividend or next year's dividend divided with K minus G. So based on this, what will be your D1? Your D1 or expected dividend will be 1 ringgit and 80 cents. Your K here will be required or expected required rate of return, which is 16%. So 16%, and it's growing at 7% per year. So it is by the statement itself, you know that the growth rate of the dividend is constant throughout the year. So that's why we are referring to the constant growth model by using this formula. We just plug in the figure there. 1 ringgit and 80 cents divided with K is 0.16 minus 0.07. So we should get the figure here. Choose this calculator. So once you calculate it, you should get in ringgit 20 ringgit. This is the intrinsic value of the stock.